I'm sorry to return to the sort of crass political part of the
Please
equation, but
please be crass and first identify yourself.
No, sure, Gary Craig with the DNC.
Well.
Yeah, thank you. Do you think the process has been free of politics?
Gary, all I know is what I did to get here. I don't know about anybody else. You know what? I don't care about anybody else. I know what I did to get here. I know how many years I spent in school. I know how many hours it took me to write this document, and that my application is out online, and I put in a 41-page application. If this had some political overtone, where did I learn that I was an add-on candidate? I learned that from a city newspaper. I learned that I was an add-on candidate. I was offended. I thought I was. Actually went home, said to my wife, "What do you mean I'm an add-on candidate? I'm a bona fide candidate." I was really surprised that there was the innuendo of political interference, but it wasn't at my hand, and I don't believe that I had that. I mean, I can't speak to it. I just can't. All I know is what I did. I think, without question, I'm here honestly. I can't speak about anyone else.
One other minor follow-up. Have you been told anything about when there may be a decision made?
I was told maybe Monday, but if not Monday, maybe in May. Okay. And if not in May,
maybe.
Well, I read your newspaper to be informed.
We don't know the answer to that question, so that's why.
Mr. Kessler, Brian Roth from the Messenger Post newspapers. I was just wondering if you could explain a little bit. You had mentioned about how you read the story about the changing traditional mold of administration colleges and how you feel your background, I guess, would enable you to break that mold to hold a presidency here.
Well, frankly, the mold has been broken. I'm not paving new ground here. I'm not establishing new turf. This mold has been broken, and the article in the Chronicle of Higher Education spoke about, due to the complexities. I mean, you talk about the complexities of HR issues that are here. There are compliance issues. There are budgetary issues. There is philanthropy that needs what I call resource development, where we need to cultivate donors. This is not a job that requires one skill of a lifelong academician. Can a lifelong academician do this job? Without question. But I could tell you that from the background that I have, a multiplicity of skills is, in my view, brings more to the table, not less. And I met just an hour ago with the administrators at the college, the vice presidents and such. I said to them, if selected, I need your help. I need your guidance. I do, and I want to have this collaborative style where I learn from you everything about MCC. Am I going to come up to speed fast? You bet. Nobody works harder than I do. Nobody. So, will I know all the nuances of this institution in a short time? No, but I'm going to get my arms around it real fast.
Is there any particular way that you feel would be the best way to go about doing that, getting used to it?
Yeah, I just met with President Tom Flynn. He was generous with his time and said that he'd like to help transition me into the position. If selected, he would give me all the time that I would need, provided it doesn't encroach on his fishing. So I said I could cast a fly with the best of them. So.
We have time for one more question. What sort of questions did the board have for you?
The board had a lot of questions. This was a 2-hour plus session, and I would say those questions were appropriate and asking philosophical issues relating to views on education, and was sort of a no-holds-barred kind of discussion. They were frank, and you can imagine had half an hour for lunch, and then, pardon me, and then a 2-hour meeting. It was thorough. Mm-hmm. It was thorough, and I would say invasive to some extent. So, you know what? They have a right to know who they're getting.
sorts of things were invasive?
I'd say probing is a better word. Probing. Issues like, let me get a clarification. That's not confidential.
Well, anything that was an executive session, so anything in executive session, yes, confidential. Could you speak to it generally? My opinion is yes, you could.
Thank you. Do we
Not
have
a lawyer.
lawyers here? I'll give you an example of what was my opinion about arming the security staff on campus. Do I have an opinion about that? And how would I, and what procedure would I, what administrative procedure would I follow in order to implement that if it was something that I thought would happen, if I would want to happen. So as an example of the kind of question that I thought was sort of an interesting question. So as you know, America has a love affair with the Second Amendment. We also have, frankly, citizens have a right to protection, and campuses historically have been free of firearms because we're a free-thinking country, and we have that right. So there's a balance, and so you wanted to know my opinion and how I would support that and how I would make it happen.
Sounds like a good place. I'm sorry, did I interrupt you? That's your finish.
No,
I
I'm
would never
accustomed.
interrupt you.
It's okay.
Sounds like a good place to start. We're
Are
done.
we fine? Finished?
Yes, we are. Can we go fast?
Positively. Thank you all very much
Thanks,
for
guys.
taking your time.